Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Tuesday the 9th of May and I'm Nigel Croft. In this video we'll be looking at the charts on 4 stocks, 2 in the US and 2 in the UK. Starting with the US, we're looking at 2 companies that have got figures coming out after the market closed tonight. Disney Walter, DIS, and Allergan, AGN. In the UK, we'll be looking at Computacenter, that's got figures coming out as well, or they're probably already out, but as I only look at charts, I'm not interested in what the figures are. And the code for that is CCC. And we'll also be looking at a small company, Active Energy, which does forestry, wood pulping, and creates wood chip for these green projects. And the code on that is AGN. What you'll see is that Disney's broken down and doesn't look very good. Allergan is looking okay, as is Computacenter, but the one who gets the wooden spoon is Active Energy, and further downside should be expected there. Right, let's get on with the video. Okay, so we're starting with Walt Disney, DIS. This is the daily, and you can see, without me drawing it, that there was an uptrend in place and that we've broken down over the last week and broken down through the supports of the rising moving averages, and we've broken the uptrend. However, the moving averages are still moving upwards. Well, the 50-day is, which is the medium-term trend, and so they're still a positive influence. You can see now that the 20-day, which is the yellow line, has rolled over, so that would give resistance on any upside. This stock needs to really break above there, break above the 114 to get back in the uptrend to stand any chance of any upside. But given what's happening down in these lower charts, looking at the RSI, which is in a definite indication of downside momentum and is back below 50 at 39.37, and the MACD have started flashing sell, the short term below the long term and gone below zero as well. They're both flashing sell. So really, one would not expect this stock to get back above that 114 and back in the uptrend. You'd expect it at best to consolidate below this 50-day, the 50-day to roll over, and then really to come back and test the supports around this level, the 106.82 level. Looking at the weekly, sorry, let's take that off for you. On the weekly, you can see the breakdown. You can see that it was a really positive uptrend that we were in. Perhaps it came into the resistance that we saw around here from November 2015, finding support at the 20-week moving average. But as I said, if that fails, I expect the falls, into the next support level. And looking at the short term, again, you can definitely see the crackdown, finding support at the 200 4-hour moving average. That could actually give support for quite some time, next 2 or 3 days. But if that fails, well, here's the next support at the the low below the 106. And looking at the support resistance levels on Disney. Resistance now on the moving averages, the 50-day still moving up, but would be resistance 112.62 and will start to roll over before long. The second resistance at the downtrending 20-day 113.69, and then the supports 109.06, which was the low a few days ago, and then that key level 106.57. Moving on to Allergan. And here you can see that I would class this as a flag. We had a really good move up, flag, and now we're moving up again. It's come back to the support of the 20 and the 50-day moving average. The 50 is moving sideways, the 20 is moving upwards. They have crossed. The 50 was moving down, so it wasn't a golden cross, but still positive. Really, one would expect find support on these moving averages and then test this resistance at the 249 level. RSI just starting to roll, but it's still above 50. Keep your eye on that. Likewise on the MACD. On the weekly, again you can see this pattern of the flags. Finding key support on the 200 week moving average, which obviously is the long-term average, which is good. You can see that here the 20 week and the 50 week have crossed a couple of weeks ago, both moving up, so that was positive, a golden cross. We are now going to get in the next couple of weeks the 20 crossing the 200, so all the moving averages very close together. That can give a really good positive trampoline effect, and then that would see the resistance at the 260 level being broken. RSI is above 50 but not really indicative of any upside momentum. It's at 57. MACD a flat lining but above 0, so again no positive momentum but still a positive trend. And on the short term, you can see this is the 4-hour chart that we're pulling back towards the support of the 54-hour moving average. That should hold, and then below there's other key supports at the 235, 233 level. The 200 4-week moving average is still moving up. The trend is definitely in an upwards direction, you can see. And really, I would expect this 54-week average to hold, and then for the markets over the next 3-4 days to break the resistance at 245. Looking at the daily support resistance levels, first resistance at 246.22, and then second at 250.94, with the supports coming in at the 20-day 240.21. and then at 233. Moving into the UK, Computacenter come out with figures today. Had a very good run over the last month, rise from 730 up to the present level 830. Moving averages all very positive. Perhaps they've been left behind somewhat, but they're all moving upwards now, and we've had the 20 cross through the 200 and the 50 golden crosses, and we've had the 50 cross over the 200. Positive, all very positive. Looking at the weekly, you can see we've now bounced into the resistance. This resistance goes from December 2015 all the way through to June 2016. There's loads of key resistance levels. 860 seems to be a key level. We did go slightly above it, 860.5 in May, but 3 or 4 times over this 6-month period we hit 860. So I'd say that's the level that this stock will want to test, and it's going to be on this rally and should be expected over the next few weeks. If it breaks through that 860, you'll soon see the next resistance at the this high of 882. That will soon be tested. Given the movement on the daily moving averages, it just needs to consolidate a bit. They're a bit left behind, but they're all, as I said, created golden crosses. Once they catch up a bit, you will see hopefully the break through the resistance. On the weekly, You can see the 200-week moving average positive, and the 20-week is also positive. RSI showing positive momentum, and the key MACD also flashing a buy signal there. On the 4-hourly, all looking positive. Perhaps the MACD still rolling down, so maybe not from that, but the other key indicators are all positive. But you can see the extent that we've moved up. We've moved behind above these moving averages, perhaps a bit too far, and so some consolidation. Let it consolidate, let these moving averages catch up, and then we'll get the push up through the resistance. And on the support resistance levels, resistance at 838, and then that key level at 860, 860.5 to be exact, 1 day only. Let's see if we can test that. Supports come in at 802 spot 5, 783.5. Okay, finally we have got Active Energy in the UK, small stock. Looks like it's going to go smaller. Everything's negative. It's breaking down. The moving averages are pushing it down. It's broken through the last of the supports that we had back from March and April. The RSI, yes, slightly oversold, but don't worry about that. That's just a sign of the extent of the negative momentum in this stock. It's at 20.4. Any rally will soon see sellers, and further downside should be expected. We're just getting the RSI the MACD starting to diverge and signaling a sell from the MACD. So it's all looking negative. On the weekly, you can see that there is supports dating back to 2014. If you look at this chart and just blur your eyes a bit, it's very easy to see a head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If we break down, we're going to go into new low ground, and really levels below 1.5 can be expected. Here also you've got the downtrend in 20 and 50 week moving averages as a negative. RSI showing negative momentum, and again the MACD just about to start to diverge. So negative on the weekly, and then very quickly, not much trading goes on in this stock, so the 4 hours are a bit irrelevant, but you can see the moving averages moving down. RSI and negative momentum, and again the MACD very negative. All three very negative, and further downside should really be expected on this little stock that's going smaller. Here's the support resistance. As I said, the moving averages are rolling down. 246.31 20 day, 256.13 50 day. And then the only key support is at 151.30. There's nothing to hold this stock below there. This has been TA for Traders looking at Walt Disney, Allergan, Computacenter and Active Energy. I hope you found the video interesting. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, please click the button, subscribe. I'm doing videos most days, not just on individual stocks, but also on Forex, equity indices, and commodities. And you can see all the channel. You can see all the. You can see them all on my YouTube channel. As I said, please subscribe. If you go on, if you're active on bulletin boards and you're talking about one of the stocks that I've mentioned today, please do post this video. I want the message of TA for Traders out there. Let's get people interested, and let's keep the word flowing. Please remember that these videos are for educational purposes only and are my opinion, and in no way are they meant as investment recommendations. Please do read the disclaimer that's coming on the screen. Thank you.